Well, I guess we are fortunate to have made it this far considering it's Friday the 13th, right? Yeah, nothing like too crazy happened today for me anyway. I mean, some weird little odds and ends, but I don't think anything more so than happens on a non-Friday the 13th. So tonight we're going to open one football thing, which is an autographed full-size helmet. And then we're going to do a quick baseball break with some signature series baseball. And then get to our main event tonight, which will be a half case of Gypsy Queen baseball. So before we get started ripping packs and plastic, let's take a look at some information here. First up, you'll see there that my feedback is completely automated on eBay. What that means to you is you never have to wait on me to get caught up on it. So as soon as you post positive feedback for me, you should instantly get it in return. And the second thing you see there, and the most important thing, is to say thank you. I always appreciate everyone who bids with me and breaks with me and chats with me. What you see on the screen right now, this is a list of the stuff that is already listed on eBay that'll be breaking over the course of the next 5 days. So tomorrow night we'll do an autographed mini helmet, an autographed jersey, and a full 12-box case of Diamond Kings baseball. On Sunday we'll do a little Prime Signatures half case, a half case of Leaf Metal Draft football, and a half case of 2013 Crown Royal. Monday will be all basketball. There's a jersey, some gold standards, some timeless treasures, and a full 12-box case of Optic basketball. On Tuesday, we'll do another full-size autographed helmet, some more metal draft, an autographed baseball jersey, and we have quite a good checklist for that particular jersey, it looks like. And then we'll do the back half of the Gypsy Queen case that we're going to start tonight. We'll finish it up on Tuesday night. On Wednesday, we'll do another half case of Prime Signatures. We'll finish up with Leaf Metal Draft, and then we'll do another 12-box case of Diamond Kings. So that's what the 5 days ahead looks like. For tonight, there's a couple of things to note on here. The first one is if you are in one of the first two breaks, which is the full-size football helmet or the Signature Series baseball, those are both free shipping breaks. Anytime you have a break that is completely free shipping, I'm going to send it out about 6 or 7 days after the auction ends, unless you have another package going in the meantime. And if you do, it will usually hitch a ride and go early. Otherwise, if this is all you'll have, then look for it to go out about Thursday of next week. Our paid shipping break tonight is Gypsy Queen. I've got up there that I'm anticipating a Tuesday shipping date. I may be able to get that out sooner. I will try very hard to get that out sooner if I can get a lot done over the weekend. But to be on the safe side, I've got it there for Tuesday. And then the final thing you need to know on this page, if you are in one of these first two breaks, if your team is not pulled and you don't get anything at all pulled out of the box for your team, you are still entitled to a consolation trading card. Can be from any year, any series. It will typically ship with your next hit, but can ship sooner upon request. So this is a 2018 Hit Parade Series 17 full-sized autographed football helmet, and this is break number 14. So it is the 14th time we have broken a 2018 Hit Parade full-size helmet. And of course it ended tonight, Friday the 13th. And obviously we're live streaming it tonight, Friday the 13th as well. You'll see the team names there on the left, your name as the winning bidder across from it on the right-hand side. And of course, we'll put that spreadsheet up before the start of every break, or we'll put a different spreadsheet up, but the one that matches up to the break will go up before the start of each break. So if you're not in this one, you'll get a chance to see your name up there shortly. Finally, you'll notice that the background there is going out of focus. That is by design, but not to worry, we're going to be able to see everything just fine. So here comes our giant helmet. Yeah, they hand number these things. They do them to every series they make 100 of. And honestly, I don't know why they don't just, make them an open edition, but whatever. This is how they do them, so. At least they've got this one in a more reasonable box. They had been putting them in these really weird ballot box kind of things that were just odd. This is at least a normal box that it's in. It does come in a little Hit Parade carrying bag there. Just trying to get some of that stuff out of the way, sorry. There should be a little sticker in here that tells me who it is, gives me a little sneak peek. Oh, that's cool. It's coming out for a team that we don't pull a lot of full-size helmets for. And that is the Cincinnati Bengals. And weirdly enough, we pulled the Cincinnati Bengals autographed jersey last night, I think it was. Tonight, we're pulling a helmet. That is AJ Green. Our certificate of authenticity is right here from PSA DNA. And it was tucked in right there. I'll probably tuck it back in a similar place when I ship it off to you. And then there's the PSA DNA matching sticker on the back. And I think that's about it. I don't really see much of anything else. And there's a little NFL authenticated kind of hologram sticker in there, and something that looks like it was signed maybe May of 2017, if I'm reading that right. So, Cincinnati Bengals with our full-size helmet tonight, and then AJ Green hit. That's going to bring us up to a couple of boxes of 2012 Signature Series Baseball coming up next. Let me get our spreadsheet set back up here, and we'll take a look at that, and then we'll bust into these. So once again, if you are in this break for Signature Series, please take a moment to review the information there on the screen in regard to your anticipated shipping date, as well as how the consolation cards work and when they're usually sent. 2 boxes of 2012 Panini Signature Series Baseball. This is break number 1. And I just figured we'd give it a try. We'll see what we pull. If we like it, we'll break it again. If we don't, we won't. So once again, it ended tonight, the 13th of April. And a couple of teams there that didn't sell, those are designated as no bids buyback. So if something comes out for one of those teams, it will hang out here with me, join its brothers on Card Mountain. Otherwise, it'll go out to one of you guys, or girls, gals. I kind of generically always say guys. It's meant to be all-encompassing, but I probably shouldn't do that, but I do. Hey, if you are watching live and you cannot see chat and you want to be able to see or participate in chat, you need to first log into YouTube, and secondly, if you happen to be on a mobile device like a tablet or a phone, you have to also click on the link that says you want to use the desktop site. So we see here there are going to be 6 cards per pack and 3 autographs per box. So we should be looking for 12 total cards, 6 total hits, according to that. And I really haven't seen these before either, so you and I are going to be looking at these at the same time. Somebody just had some and said, hey, you want to try to, see what they're like? I'm like, sure, why not? I always try to do something interesting. Here's, do you say your name Gina or Gianna? I'm not sure. I'm really bad with names. The Bartlett I can get, but the first name, I'm not probably pronouncing it right. I would say Gina, but that's maybe not right. I don't know. So you might have to phonetically spell it for me, but hi. And I see Nick signed in as Jordan again. Hi to you too, Nick. Jared Weaver is our first out there. I don't really know why I put that in the sleeve. It wasn't a hit, but I put it in there anyway. David Freeze. And then Roy Halladay. Jake Peavy. Whoops. Cliff Lee. Of course, these are just our base cards. This is actually a proof of Escobar, and that is numbered to 5, so that's a pretty low one. So Well, I was close with, I said Gina, but it's well, is that kind of what I said then? Gina? Gina. Well, I got close. I don't know. I didn't butcher it as badly as I could have. We'll say it like that. The helmet has already been, Drift. We have already done it. We are now in Signature Series Baseball, and then after this, we'll be in Gypsy Queen Baseball. So our rated rookie autographed patch here is Jordan Lyles, and that is numbered to 299. A little Drew Smiley rated rookie coming out next, and I think I need a thicker sleeve for that one. Oh, yeah, it was first up tonight, Drift. Anytime they're first up, you know, they go pretty quick. It doesn't take very long to do one of those helmets. So they go pretty fast. Drew Smiley. And that is, it's actually kind of like on a piece of the baseball. I don't know if it's an actual piece of the baseball or a manufactured piece of baseball. But anyway, it's kind of cool. Drew Smiley to $2.99. Hector Sanchez to $2.99 on that rated rookie patch with a little player's choice on there. I was trying to see if it says on here anywhere if those are manufactured or otherwise, but either way, they're cool. Brad Peacock to $299 rated rookie. Those are definitely manufactured that say rated rookie. It's the others, like the piece of the baseball and the Players League, that I'm not sure if they're manufactured or not. Ernie Banks to $25. That, my friends, is a hit. That is nice. That's really nice. So somebody got an Ernie Banks. I don't know who has the Cubbies tonight, but that is quite a nice hit to $25. And then A.J. Pollock to $2.99 rated rookie wraps us up. Drift, it was for the Bengals tonight. Our helmet was A.J. Green and the Cincinnati Bengals. So let's recap what we pulled here. An A.J. Pollock rated rookie to $299. The sweet little Ernie Banks, that is a super cool hit in my opinion, to $25. Rated rookie Brad Peacock to $299. Hector Sanchez to $299. Nice little Drew Smiley there to $299. That seems to be the winning number tonight, doesn't it? Jordan Lyles to $299. And then we had a press proof for Escobar numbered to 5. So those are our 2 boxes of Panini Signature Series Baseball. What you guys think about that? I mean, I love the Ernie Banks. I kind of thought it was cool. I wouldn't mind opening it again. Did you guys like it though? What do you think? Is it something you would want to break again? Or are you like, not so sure? Next up, we're going to bust into a new case of Gypsy Queen. So you know what that means. Well, it means we're going to take all the boxes out of there in a hot second. And we'll number each one of them on the end. And then let random.org choose which 5 we open tonight versus which 5 we open the next time. So if you are in this break for Gypsy Queen, I am anticipating a Tuesday shipping date. Hopeful that I can get it to you sooner, but for now, I'm sticking with Tuesday and we'll go from there. If I can get it out quicker, I certainly will. So this is going to be 5 boxes of 2018 Gypsy Queen Baseball. It's a half case break. It's the start of a new case, and it is break number 7. It ended tonight on eBay, Friday the 13th of April. And, of course, same format that you've seen here for our other 2 breaks with team names on one side and your name in lights across from it as the winning bidder on the opposite side. This is the last case of Gypsy Queen that I have, too. So once we get through this one, there will be no more Gypsy Queen this year. But, of course, Bowman's right around the corner. We don't have too long to wait to get to Bowman. About another, oh, let's see, about another 10 days, I guess. We'll be busting into Bowman baseball. And we'll have a bunch of that. We'll have a lot of that. More of that than I had of Gypsy Queen or, well, more than anything else I've had yet this year for baseball, because I've got quite a bit of Bowman coming. If I can get all these out of the box, we'll be doing okay. They do not leave you any extra room. I'm going to have to do it like that, I think. There we go. Now we're all out. All right, so as I said before, anytime we start a brand new case, and we're not going to break the whole case in one sitting, the way I determine which boxes we do in the first part versus in a later break is like this. Number them each on the end. We'll flip over here to random.org. I'll type in 1 through 10. We'll randomize it, and whatever 5 numbers are first in the list after we randomize will be the 5 that we're going to open up tonight. Well, let's try that. Well, good grief. I'll try that one more time. All right, here we go. We are going to open box 5, 9, 8, 3, and 6. So that's 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9 coming up tonight. All right, let's get all that settled, and I'm going to get this other half safely tucked away back in its case, and then we'll get started on this. Gina, all cards do ship on this. Basically, anytime, you can generally expect with me that all the cards are going to ship. If there's ever a time when they don't, which there may be soon with some basketball stuff I've got around here, the place I will put it will be in the listing. Like, you know how when you scroll down and it tells you the date and the time of the break, and then right below that it'll say whatever we're opening. So like tonight it would have said 5 times 2018 Gypsy Queen baseball. That's the spot I will put it if there is ever a point where we're not opening or not shipping all the cards. So unless you see a notation there, you can pretty well assume that they're all going to go. It's rare for me to not send them all, frankly. I typically do. Nick, I know what you're after. You're after Ahmed Rosario, aren't you? Mookie Betts, numbered to 150, is our box topper here for the Red Sox. And of course, I'm sure everybody's probably done multiple Gypsy Queen breaks by now, but just in case somebody hasn't, we're looking for 2 on-card autographs per box. We'll also find some parallels and short prints and various other things of interest. We might find a Jackie Robinson Day short print, but there's no guarantee of that. They don't technically guarantee that as a case hit, but what I have found up to this point from opening myself is we do usually find about 1 a case. There are also some capless short prints, players without a hat on, but there are also a couple of those that their base card they don't have hats on. One of them is Justin Upton with the Angels. So it looks like it should be a short print, but hey, it's not. And then we have base card short prints, and those are usually like our Hall of Famers and retired greats and things like that, you know. So that'll be your Hank Aaron's and Johnny Benches and stuff like that are kind of generically referred to as a base card short print. We'll find some fortune teller minis, probably some black and white parallels, and We'll find some that have a blank team name. We will find some that have that logo replaced with a lady's face. And when that happens, of course, that is just a logo swap. And we may also find an intentional team swap error, which we'll talk about in a minute. But first, let's take a look at this nice little Aaron Judge short print. Yeah, a little capless Aaron Judge short print is always a good thing to have. Now, if we find a team swap card, here's basically what that means. Like, for instance, if we saw an Aaron Judge card, we know he's only played for the Yankees, and he would be in a Yankees uniform, and maybe it would say he played for the Orioles, okay? That is an intentional error. It is a variation, you know, by design. That's a Chris Davis Oakland A's mini fortune teller. And so if we find one of those, of course, it would go to the correct team. So in that case, you know, it would go to the Yankees. It wouldn't go to the incorrect team that would be printed on there, you know, as a variation. Does that make sense? That's just a base rookie for Ohtani, but the way he's playing these days, even the paper base rookies are probably going to be pretty good. Cody Bellinger for the Dodgers fortune teller mini, especially if you know, get a lot of them, put them up together. His, that's another one. Looks like that would be a capless variation, but it is not. That is Mejia's base card. We'll find a bunch of these. This one is Giancarlo Stanton for the Yankees. Those are tarot card inserts, and we'll find a fair amount of them. I think that's covered the vast majority of the variations, but if I see another one, we'll talk about it when we get to it, of course. Banda for the Diamondbacks, our first autograph hit out of box number 1 tonight. Tanaka to 250, that's the blue border. All those blue borders are going to be to 250. Nolan Ryan, this is a base card short print. Nick, I hope we find your Med Rosario tonight. You know, I pull both of those Mets rookies all the time out of Gypsy Queen, like so often. And I know you said every time that you buy the Mets, we end up not pulling a Med, but pulling Dominic instead. So let's try to pull a Med for you tonight instead of Dominic. I'm going to try really hard to conjure that up. But I am not kidding. They come out of here. Every single break, I think, in Gypsy Queen, we have had one or the other. In several breaks, we've had 2 of the same one. You know, like 2 Ahmeds in 1/2 case, or 2 Dominics in 1/2 case. They seem to be very prevalent in Gypsy Queen, the Mets rookies. So hopefully we're going to have some luck for you tonight, Nick. A tarot insert, Marcus Stroman for the Blue Jays. Fortune teller mini for the Yankees, Clint Frazier. An Aaron Judge tarot. Seems crazy that this time last year, we weren't even yet all about Aaron Judge this time last year. We still didn't know kind of what we had yet with him. Maybe starting to figure it out, but we didn't totally know yet. No, not the case with Ohtani this year. Shohei has been unbelievable so far. Harrison Bader for the St. Louis Cardinals, our second hit out of this box. Carlos Santana, and that is the logo swap. So you see down there in the lower left, instead of the Gypsy Queen logo, we have a gypsy lady's face down there instead. I assume she's a gypsy, being that it's Gypsy Queen. Escobar, blank team name. Nick, did you watch the break earlier with the Panini Signature Series baseball? Were you on here when we did that? If you were, I just am interested in your opinion. And you too, Gina, if either one of you were watching when we did, whether or not you were in the break, if you were watching when I did that, just kind of what's your feedback on the product? What do you think about it? I kind of liked it, actually. But of course, I'm not the one. I'm the one breaking it, but I'm not the one buying into the break. So what you guys think is important feedback. I don't know about everybody else's weather situation, but it was 80-something degrees here today. It was so nice. We've just kind of jumped from winter to summer. D. Gordon to 50, black and white parallel for the Mariners. Yeah, the Ernie Banks was super cool. I agree with you on that, Gina. You know, it's hard when you go back into some of these older products. I mean, your point is well noted that it's what you'd say, what you called hit or miss. Chris Bryant for the Cubs. And some of that is just because, you know, like we start any year, we don't know what the rookies are, who's going to be good and who isn't. But of course, when we look back on that one, since it's from 2012, now we know, you know, who was good and who wasn't. That's the 250 Sean Newcomb blue border for the Braves. So sometimes when we open older products, you do have a little bit of that feeling because, you know, maybe if we had pulled some of those guys when they were rookies, we would have been excited going, yeah, that's awesome, you know, and now you pull some of those people and you're like, ooh, that's too bad. And then there's others that we might have not wanted when they were rookies that we would look at now and say, yeah, that's awesome. So a little bit of a mixed bag, I guess, when it comes to that sort of thing. Oakland A's for Dustin Fowler. Yeah, it's always, that's Justin Upton's base card. I know he's capless, but it's not the variation. It is just his base card. I always think a good example of that is, you know, you go back and look at like Le'Veon Bell when he was a rookie and, you know, he was drafted pretty far down. You look at Antonio Brown when he was a rookie, drafted pretty far down. Ditto with Tom Brady. I mean, none of those guys, when they were first drafted, would anybody have probably said, oh, that's exactly who I want. You know, but then you have the benefit of hindsight, and it's like, ooh, yeah, that's exactly who I want, you know. So that's why it's always kind of odd sometimes when you go back and open older stuff, for me anyway. But fun. Corey Seager for the Dodgers was our box topper there. Well, I can't seem to get all my paper off the table. Yeah, of course, I think anytime you end up, as long as you get some good hits out of a product like that, because the bid prices, again, that's somewhat of the benefit of traveling back in time. You don't have to invest a lot, and you still have the potential of getting some really good stuff. But of course, sometimes you don't, too. So, double-edged sword. But I guess truly no different than breaking current stuff. We still invest a lot, and sometimes we get something good, and sometimes we don't. So I guess it doesn't really change much, does it? Nick must have taken off on us because he didn't weigh in. So I'm thinking Nick's wandered off somewhere. Here's a Devers for the Red Sox with the tarot insert. I didn't finish that thought, did I? I started thinking ahead about something else and didn't finish that thought. For the Oakland A's, we have a logo swap. Well, that's a really good point, Gina. That is a very good point. A lot of it does depend on whether or not you like the way something like that looks in an older product. If it has kind of the retro feel that reminds you of something and you like it, or a retro feel you're like, ooh, yuck, I don't like it. That is a blank team name for Brian Dozier and the Twins. I mean, frankly, that's one of the reasons I like Gypsy Queen as much as I do, and Heritage as much as I do, because I like the look and feel of the cards. Carlos Correa, Astros Fortune Teller Mini. Because it reminds me of when I was collecting and I was young. Fortune Teller Mini, Manny Machado for the Orioles. A Tarot Noah Syndergaard for the Mets. It's weird, too, how things are with different sports, right? I mean, there are, for instance, if you take Panini and their Optic brand. Optic does really well in football, and it does pretty well in baseball, and it doesn't do as well in basketball. And then if you took Panini's Prism, for example, it blows the doors off in basketball, but, you know, it's okay in football, but football people don't love it. It's not the same level. They don't dislike it, but it's not the same level of enthusiasm that you have for Prism in basketball. And Prism in baseball, like, nobody cared about. They don't even make it anymore. So it's interesting how some things don't translate well from one sport to another. And you remember Topps tried Heritage football, right? And it did not go. Nobody liked that. But Heritage baseball, everybody loves. Numbered to 50, Quintana for the Cubbies. Black and white parallel. So there's all sorts of little nuances that direct us towards what we like and what we don't, I guess. Daniel Robertson for the Tampa Bay Rays. Frankly, I'm just happy it's not Blake Snell. Seems like it's always Blake Snell, doesn't it? We have a numbered tarot. This is does that say 250? Yeah, to 250 for the Yankees with Aroldis Chapman. Gina, I love all things Leaf. I have to be honest. I'm a big fan of Leaf products in general. I break them quite often. I always think their card design is nice and clean, and their autographs are on card. There's Puig Tarot for the Dodgers. They're usually in excellent shape, you know, because they ship them already in top loaders and sleeves and everything, so you don't usually get them beat up and banged up like you do sometimes with other brands. So I love Leaf in general. Now, Pearl, I thought was a little on the pricey side. That's one of the few Leaf things that has come out recently that I did not order to break, because I did think it was a little pricey. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is. I mean, the hits may support the price. I don't know. I haven't watched. I haven't kept an eye on it, so I don't know how any of that is flowing price wise. But from what you're saying, it sounds like it's priced pretty expensively. But it was a pretty expensive product too. So. But really, I guess it's not a lot different than like that Greatest Hits baseball you see sitting back there that I've still got to get listed. I mean, all the Greatest Hits stuff for Leaf is going to come in between $550 and $600 a box, and you're talking about basically 4 buyback cards and 1 Leaf original. So, I mean, per card, that's pricey too. But the hits in that are usually really nice. Fortune Teller Mini Syndergaard for the Mets. mean, I just think Leaf does a nice job with their stuff. So I do buy it often, and I break it often, but I didn't get Pearl. Byron Buxton for the Twins to 250 with the blue border. In fact, I was just talking to somebody about that just today. One of my reps, we were not talking about Pearl specifically, but talking about Leaf in general. And I was saying that I wished I had broken the memorabilia treasury thing, and I didn't. And then we got off on a whole discussion about Leaf and how they do all their stuff. Another Tampa Bay Ray. Hey, this one's not Blake Snell either. Hey. That is Jacob Faria. So the Rays are doing well on two fronts. They have two autographs, and neither one are Blake Snell. Not that there's anything wrong with pulling a Blake Snell autograph. I just figure you probably have a whole bunch if you usually buy the Rays. To 250, Tim Anderson, blue border for the White Sox. For the Dodgers, Corey Seager. Diamond Icons from Topps. That's another one that I like, but is super expensive. I mean, and I will break some of it, but man, I mean, that is, you're talking $1,200 to $1,300 a box. Hank Aaron for the Braves is a base card short print. I mean, that is, Diamond Icons is more expensive per box than Flawless. I mean, certainly there are some that are way more expensive even than Diamond Icons, but that's just, I don't know, some of those get crazy. For the A's, that's a logo swap we've got the lady's face instead of the Gypsy Queen logo down there. This is box 3 of 5 with the plastic coming off right now. And the other thing about those breaks like that, where you have really expensive boxes or cases that you're dealing with, if you hit it on a bad night, you know, where there's just not a lot of people online or not a lot of people bidding or whatever the case may be, that can cost you a serious amount of money. You know, I mean, like I've had breaks before where I have lost upwards of $500 on one single break because it's just, you know, for whatever reason, somebody wasn't online or bid on something else that night or whatever. It's such a crapshoot. That is to 25, Syndergaard and the Mets. That's the lowest number box topper that I have pulled out of Gypsy Queen so far this year. So to the 25, I would have to say not super common. We're going to open some, coming up pretty soon, we're going to do some Hit Parade. You see that back there? That's a limited edition football. They have limited edition baseball too. Mine is just not out on the table yet. I kind of just mix and match what I set out. Mostly stuff to remind me to list it. That looks interesting to me. It's got, it again, it's, you know, it's a buyback product, and some of that stuff will be graded, some of it will just be encased, but the hits that they show, they never show you the whole checklist, but the hits that they show look really nice. Pretty high-end hits, I think, I hope. It's what it looks like anyway. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting into that, too, for both baseball and football. Those just came out recently. For the Yankees, we have a little A-Rod base card short print. So the Yankees with a couple of nice short prints tonight. The Aaron Judge capless earlier, and then the A-Rod right there. This is a bazooka back. That's one I forgot to mention earlier. last year these were SSPs. This year the bazookas are an entirely parallel set. So yeah, there's an entire set of bazooka backs. Good luck getting them all, but there you have it. This one is Elvis Andreas for the Rangers, who sadly got his elbow broken by a pitch earlier this week. So he's going to be out for a while. Devers for the Red Sox. Oh, you like Gold Rush better? You know, I like both. I like Hit Parade and I like Gold Rush. It kind of depends on which thing you're talking about. Some of them I think Gold Rush does better. Some of them I think Hit Parade probably does better. This is Vargas for the Royals. That is the logo swap. But to be truthful, I have pulled really nice stuff out of both, and I have also, at times, pulled things that I'm kind of like, out of both. But that's, again, that's true of anything you open. Stanton Tarot for the Yankees. I mean, that's even true of cases of Gypsy Queen. You know, sometimes your hits, you're like, sometimes it's, yeah. For the Dodgers, Alex Verdugo. That is a nice little hit for Los Angeles. I will tell you this. I do like the Gold Rush autographed baseball jerseys are phenomenal usually. This is a Corey Seager. You've got the lady's face, so Corey Seager logo swap for the Dodgers. Their baseball jerseys in Gold Rush are something I mean the autographed ones I look forward to every year. In fact, I've already called them a couple times saying, when is that going to be out? Bryce Harper for the Nationals, Fortune Teller Mini. So those I do have a strong preference for. The baseball jerseys in particular with Gold Rush over Hit Parade. But some of the other stuff, as I said, I pulled great stuff out of both of them, and I pulled so-so stuff out of both of them, so. I do think right now, though, that Hit Parade is really putting a lot of stuff out, and I don't really know like why they're putting so much more out than in past years. I kind of worry about that a little bit, kind of watering down the product line a little bit, I think, but I don't know, maybe not. But Gold Rush is definitely, you don't find as, they don't seem to make as much of it, maybe. Chris Bryant for the Cubs, Fortune Teller Mini. Or it might be that it just seems like they don't because they don't do them in series. Whereas Hit Parade does everything in those 100-box series. So it feels like they're constantly putting something out. Chris Davis for the A's with that tarot insert. So that may be the difference, is why I feel like one has more than the other. Ichiro, Marlins, with the tarot insert. Arizona Diamondbacks with Banda again. This one also, you've got a logo swap up at the top. So kind of have a little double hit there. That is number 299 for Banda and the D-backs. Paul Goldschmidt coming out for the D-backs with a logo swap. Yeah, I mean, some stuff in Gold Rush, I think, Gina, is a smaller print run, and some stuff, I don't know if it is. You know, their mini helmets, their autographed mini helmets is usually a huge number of those, and they're available for a really long time, typically. Ditto with their autographed football jerseys. Those are usually available for a long time. Baseball jerseys, they're not available year-round like they are with Hit Parade, but they're there pretty solidly for most of the active baseball season. But then there are other things, like when they do the cards as opposed to the memorabilia. I think their card stuff is definitely a shorter print run for the most part. And just their overall list of products, I don't think they have as many different things as you have with Hit Parade. Daniel Murphy for the Nationals with the blank team name. But that's just, I mean, I don't know for sure, obviously, what the print run is on any Gold Rush. I just am speaking from the fact of availability, like when I see them first go up and how long they're usually there before they're sold out. To 250, Brian Anderson, Marlins, blue border. There is a fortune teller mini Bellinger for the Dodgers. You said their 16 by 20 had a lot of Kirk Cousins, like 10 of the 100. Are you talking about Hit Parade or Gold Rush? I'm assuming you're talking about, right? I don't remember seeing a Hit Parade 16 by 20 recently. I pulled a lot of Kirk Cousins lately. Not out of autographed memorabilia necessarily, but out of cards and things. We pulled a whole bunch of Kirk Cousins like right in a row towards the end of the football season. After not pulling him for ages, it seemed like, then he started coming out like a bunch together. But I also think that happens sometimes. Like I'll get on a little run and it'll seem like I pull a ton of one particular player in a short period of time, and then it seems like you don't pull them again for a while. That's probably not really what happens, but it just sometimes seems like it is. Because I guess they stick out in my mind or something. A little Max Scherzer for the Nationals as our box topper. That's part of the reason I like to go back and open the older stuff too, because you can go back into older products and pull players more easily then than you can now for some of our high-profile players. You know, the Tom Brady's and Ben Roethlisberger's and Peyton Manning's and those guys, much easier to pull in some of the older products because they were signing more then than they are now. I think in general, the closer you are to someone's rookie season, the more you will find them in products. Obviously, we know their rookie season, you find them more, but even usually 3, 4, sometimes 5 years after that, you can still pull a pretty good amount of them. And then if they've gone on to hit some level of on-field success, after that, you don't find them as easily, in my opinion. So I'm kind of a fan of opening some of the older stuff for that reason, and also because we have certain rookies we like to go back and get. Carrasco for the Indians, fortune teller mini. In fact, I usually do a lot more one-box breaks than I've done over the course of the last couple of weeks, just because I've had so many cases of things to break. I haven't had time. Bradley Zimmer for the Indians, fortune teller mini. Another bazooka back. That is Patrick Corbin. Diamondbacks are pulling a bunch of stuff tonight, aren't they? More so than I think they normally do, even. Aroldis Chapman again for the Yankees with the tarot insert. Oh, what am I doing? Setting that in the wrong... Ah, now I set it on our hits. Daggone it. What am I doing there? Meant to set it right there. Somehow managed to set it on top of our hits. Justin Verlander for the Astros, blank team name. A little Mike Trout tarot. I don't know. I'm just excited about getting into Inception. Like, I'm still so bummed that they pushed the release date back. We don't even know when it's going to be yet. They still haven't even given a definitive date. It's supposed to have been out so long ago. Dylan Bettens for the Yankees. I mean, the last I heard was going to be around the first or second week of May. Of course, it was originally due to have been out in March. I don't know why their Topps, you know, they'll move some things around a little bit, but they don't usually move stuff like that by 2 or 3 months. I mean, they must have had some kind of major production issue going on with that. Panini, they're always moving stuff, and so is Leaf. I never believe that a Leaf release date is real until they send me the tracking. Once I have the tracking and I know that UPS is in possession of the product, that's the only time I think that their release date is absolutely set in stone, because they change theirs a lot. That is a tarot for the Angels. To 250 for the Cardinals with the blue border. Whoops, hang on there. All right, I guess we did look at both of them. It felt like one was kind of trying to hide there for a minute, but then it wasn't. Black and white mini Dustin Fowler for the A's, numbered to 50. So out of these black and white minis, I have pulled Dustin Fowler a couple of times. We've pulled Rosario a couple of times, and we pulled Dominic Smith. I don't think I've pulled anybody else besides Ahmed Rosario, Dominic Smith, and Dustin Fowler out of those mini black and whites. Maybe I have, but I don't think I have. Oh, my thumbs down friend has been here again tonight. It's kind of like when my thumbs down friend doesn't show up. I don't know what happens. He must get busy some days. CJ Cron for the Angels. That is a logo swap. Daggone it. It's an autograph for the Angels, but I really wanted it to be Ohtani. I'm sure the Angels really wanted it to be Ohtani, but it is Parker Bridwell. Man, Ohtani's been coming out like crazy of Diamond Kings in terms of just sheer number of cards. I don't know how many autos are coming out, though. Jeff Bagwell, that is a base card short print for the Astros. Yeah, out of the first case of Diamond Kings, which we opened Wednesday night when it came out, I mean, there were a couple dozen probably Ohtani cards, 7 or 8 different variations. 2 of them really, I guess, truly were short prints. Daniel Murphy for the Nationals. More in line with what Topps would consider a short print, in that there was only one of each of them in the case. Scott Schebler for the Reds, blank team name. But then many of the other variations, there were multiples of them, but no signature out of the first case anyway. It's been surprisingly elusive, the Ohtani autograph, which I guess is why they're selling for $2,000 and $3,000. Freddie Freeman for the Braves. Well, part of the reason. Of course, the other reason is he's had a good start, so. There's our empty box. Gina, what's your favorite thing that you have pulled out of Gold Rush? Or Hit Parade, either one. But I know you said you like Gold Rush better. What's your favorite thing that you've hit? Or pulled, if you're a break. I don't know if you're a breaker yourself or if you're buying into breaks. So either way, that you've hit or that you've pulled, depending on what your circumstances might be. Ricky Henderson. Hey, hey. That is logo swap and base card short print. Francisco Lindor Tarot for the Indians. Pulled a nice Francisco Lindor. It's actually a redemption, but a nice Lindor rookie out of 15 Bowman's Best the other day. That was something I opened myself. Kenley Jansen for the Dodgers. Actually, I guess it was a couple months ago by now, but anyway. It was numbered to 25. It was nice. Ah, shoot, you haven't hit on your spot yet for Gold Rush or Hit Parade. I gotcha. Well, we'll have to work to change that. Bazooka back. Corey Kluber for the Indians. Fortune Teller Mini Devers for the Red Sox. That is Mike Trout, Angels. Yeah, that's kind of, I guess, the good and the bad of the memorabilia breaks. When you hit, it's awesome because all that memorabilia stuff is so cool to have. You know, the helmets, the mini helmets, the jerseys, all that stuff is awesome to have. But then because there's only one, your odds of hitting something in the break are obviously less than a product like this, where you're going to have 10 signature hits in the break and short print hits and things like that. So I guess that's the good and the bad. You saw a cool 16 by 20 of 18 Hall of Famer autos. Oh, wow, that is cool. That is one thing that I think Gold Rush does very well. Multi-signed things. Like the Gold Rush full-size helmet, you know, they have the multi-signed Purple People Eaters for the Vikings. They have the multi-signed Heisman, multi-signed College Greats. When you get into the jerseys, they have some of the Steel Curtain autograph multi-signed jerseys and things. So they do really well, I think, with the multi-signed stuff. Fortune Teller Mini Chris Davis to 250 for the Oakland A's. Oh, the Maravich spot in Pearl went for $50. and there's only one Maravich in the whole product, yeah, that's tough, man. I mean, some of those chases will definitely cost you some money. Cody Bellinger tarot insert for the Dodgers. And the Astros have got a hit coming out of here. How about that? A little 1 of 1 Alex Bregman. Yeah, Astros. You like that, right? I'm sure you do. And I don't know, if you want that in a one-touch case, whoever has the Astros magnetic one-touch case, shoot me a message and let me know. You can tell me in chat if you're watching live. If you are not watching live, you can send me a message on eBay. And I'm sorry, I'm looking for a top loader for the right size for that. And it's always just at my cost to cover, you know, the cost of the top load, or the cost of the case, the cost that PayPal charges, you know, to receive the money, the extra way, the package, blah, blah, blah. It ends up being $3. If you want one for it, let me know. But that is a nice little hit there for the Astros with the Alex Bregman 1 of 1. But I do keep most sizes of magnetic one-touch cases around here. The only ones that are ever more than that are the super thick ones, like the 260 and 360 point, Ahmed Rosario for the Mets, and the booklet ones. And that's because they cost me more to buy. So, but everything else up to those are always going to be just $3. Bryce Harper, Nationals. Frankly, you don't pull very many one-of-ones out of Gypsy Queen, so that's a very solid hit. And Bregman, I liked Bregman a lot last year. I like him even better this year. He's a tough kid, good player. I want to see that. Yeah, it looks, I just was looking at it laying over there. It looks like it's got maybe a tiny, each of the corners are just, yeah, all 4 of the corners have like tiny, tiny imperfections. But it's so hard to pull anything that's perfect 10, but I was really hoping that would be, but it's not going to be because the corners are not perfect. Yuli Gurriel with the blank team name, also for the Astros. Gina, you have Kansas City in here tonight. All right, well, we're going to have to try to find you something then. We're winding down towards the end. We got to try to find your Royals hit. For the Braves to 250, blue border. A little Dansby Swanson action. Ichiro, Marlins. That's the logo swap. Seems like Kansas City a lot of times is feast or famine in many products. You either pull several nice Kansas City things or you don't pull much for Kansas City. There are a few teams I think that are kind of that way. That it's kind of more, seems more like an all or nothing type deal. The Detroit Tigers are one that are kind of like that. The Marlins, to a certain extent, unless you get into, you know, when you get into prospecting, obviously there's more Marlins there, but I'm talking about non-prospecting stuff. Brian Dozier to 50 for the Twins, black and white. And the New York Yankees hit with Jordan Montgomery. In a moment, we will recap our short prints and our numbered cards, as well as our autograph hits. And then I'll also flip the spreadsheet up again in case anybody missed the shipping information and all that stuff earlier. Whitey Ford, base card short print for the Yankees. All right, let's get all of our stuff set up here to recap. I've got to find that one little fortune teller mini because he was numbered and I stacked him in the wrong spot. And let's take a look at what we found in here tonight. We may as well start off with our numbered mini, which was Chris Davis for the A's to 250. And then, of course, each of these, the blue borders are to 250. The black and white are to straight up 50, 5-0. So those are our numbered cards. Then we have a base card short print of Whitey Ford. Logo swap Ichiro. Blank team name Yuli Gurriel. Corey Kluber is a bazooka back. Once again, that's an entirely parallel set in here this year. For the A's, Ricky Henderson is a base card short print and a logo swap. Scott Schebler is blank team name Bagwell short print base card. CJ Cron, logo swap. Verlander, blank team. Patrick Corbin, bazooka back. Daniel Murphy, blank team. Corey Seager, logo swap. Jason Vargas, logo swap. Elvis Andreas, bazooka back. A-Rod is base card short print. Matt Chapman, logo swap. Hank Aaron, base card short print. Dozier, blank team name. Simeon is logo swap. Gordon is in the wrong stack because he is numbered. Black and white to 50. He should have been in the other stack. Escobar, blank team name. Santana, logo swap. Nolan Ryan, base card short print. And a little Aaron Judge short print for the Yankees with the capless variation. Now to take a look at our signature hits. For the Angels, Parker Bridwell. A little black and white mini for Dustin Fowler and the A's, 250. Paul Goldschmidt shouldn't be in that stack either. He's in the wrong stack too. He is a logo swap for the Diamondbacks. Also for the Diamondbacks, an Anthony Banda to 99, also the logo swap as well. Nice Alex Verdugo, Dodgers. Tampa Bay Rays, Jacob Faria. Tampa Bay Rays again with Daniel Robertson. Another Dustin Fowler for the Oakland A's. For the Cardinals, Harrison Bader. Another Anthony Banda for the Diamondbacks. A Jordan Montgomery for the Yankees. And then finally, this beautiful little Alex Bregman, 1 of 1 for the Astros. Once again, all 4 of the corners with some, what I would call pretty minor wear, but enough that it's not going to grade out at a 10. But still, it's Alex Bregman, 1 of 1. Pretty sweet, right? I think so. So that's all we have to open tonight. I will, as I said, once again, put up our spreadsheet information here for anyone who might have missed it earlier. We'll take a quick look at our anticipated shipping dates. And once again, you know, it's plus or minus a day, right? So occasionally something may go a day later than I expect it to, and hopefully it'll go a day earlier. That's always my goal. But those are the best estimates that I have at this time, and hopefully, as I said, we can get them out to you sooner. Note there are 2 different shipping dates. The free shipping breaks have one thing, and that's this up here. And then our paid shipping break has a different date. We'll take one more quick little spin through the things that are coming up in the 5 days ahead. There's usually going to be some memorabilia breaks and or some one-box breaks mixed in with half-case breaks or full case breaks. Usually 1 or more of those a night will be our featured event, if you will. And of course, the back half of this case of Gypsy Queen will be Tuesday night. And in the meantime, tomorrow night, we'll open some more Diamond Kings. So lots of baseball coming up in the days ahead. Once again, thank you. I appreciate everyone who bids with me, breaks with me, and chats with me. And hopefully I'll see you again for another break. In the meantime, we don't have far to go. We'll be out of Friday the 13th. Thank goodness. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.